Pranams at the lotus feet of beloved Sai, respected elders, dear sisters and brothers. Thanks for this opportunity. And the theme of this evening's or afternoon's experience sharing is Way to Happiness and Love. Pre-lunch session, I was sitting there in the back and suddenly my eyes fell on the board which has a message on the happiness. Till then I was preparing something for the talk, what happiness, what peace and all this stuff. At this point I would like to say that the organizers of this conference has done a phenomenal job to make sure that everyone focuses on Swami continuously. The beautiful pictures and the quotations everywhere. Kudos to that. So when I saw that message of happiness, it says that happiness is union with God. Well, I was preparing peace, to attain peace, union with God. Then it also says that the way how you attain that happiness is doing continuous namasmarana. My entire preparation went for a topsy-turvy. Then I took a moment to the picture which is next to that particular poster and looked at Swami and said, okay, Swami, what am I supposed to speak? And then the message came like, peace is communion with God and a constant contemplation of God and living with God is way to peace. So let me put this way. Happiness keep coming and going. You have a problem, you think of his name, problem goes away, you get happiness. But how to get the peace which doesn't go away from you? That is communion. So let me share a couple of my experiences in this fashion and say how, and also give you a few tips which I have been following, which I strongly believe, to stay in focus and keep him with you all the time. Way back in 1990, when I finished my MBA working in Central Trust in the accommodation office, every day, invariably, Swami would call, after the morning interviews, a group of 4 students. The Swami fondly used to call us Gokulam boys. He would call us just for a talk. It's only 4 of us with Swami. And that's the time actually we have every opportunity to talk about everything under the sun. And Swami also graciously allowed us to speak, ask questions. And one of those days, one of the boys asked a question, Swami, how to be in constant touch with God? How to keep you with us? How to keep us with you? It's both ways. It's not that, okay, we want to keep you. Because Swami said, if you keep me in your heart, that means I'm smaller. If you want to be in me, that is, okay, you are part of me. So there is double-edged sword. So we asked how to be with you, how you to be with us. And Swami said, Namasmarana is the way. Continuously think of it. Then said, Swami, is Namasmarana sufficient? He said, Namasmarana is sufficient to get rid of a specific problem for you. But if you want to retain Swami in your heart, what you have to do is you have to continuously think of him. Swami, how to continuously think of him? Is it that morning we get up and do some suprabhatam or some bhajan or you do a puja and even before going to bed you do karacharana krutamba? Is that sufficient? That will not help you. That is part-time devotion. Then Swami, please explain what we have to do. Swami said beautifully, be aware that God is with you all the time. How? Do not allocate a specific time to God saying that, okay, I'm praying this 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Instead of that one, whatever the work you are doing, it dedicated to Swami. Swami, can you elaborate on this one? Well, you are going to grocery store or you are going to Gokulam. When you see a cow, assume that I am next to you standing. Say, Swami, this cow is giving this much milk, or this cow is very arrogant, it's not letting me come here, or yesterday I gave this much food, he was not happy. Whatever it is, keep talking, come. Then he said, the beautiful message on that one, when you talk to Swami all the time, there are 3 advantages. The first one is, you are sharing your opinions, your thoughts with Swami. That means you are feeling him. The very first point is you need to see his presence all the time. You are feeling. Second one, You are offering to Him. By continuously talking to Him, what are the work you are doing? You are offering to Him. Any work you do it. Third one, most important thing. Imagine if you are offering a flower to God, don't you do the quality check before offering a flower to God? Do you offer any flower to God? We don't do that one. And similarly, any activity you are offering to God, absolutely, we make sure that that is not a bad thought. If you start offering everything to God, where is the chance, where is the room for any bad thought or bad activity going in there? So that's what he did. And another beauty is when Swami talked to us, when Swami spent time with us, without our knowledge, without our effort, he sat in our heart. And the constant communion with God is nothing but giving Him a space in your heart and feed Him so that He'll grow bigger, that He will not give scope for anything else to stay in your heart. And that's what Swami says, okay, your heart is not two-seat sofa. World and God cannot sit together there. Whatever you feed, that will stay there. You feed Swami. If you feed Swami, if you live in his thoughts, you don't have to do any extra prayer. Swami, I have a problem, please take care of it. The day you start praying to God, that means he is not still in your heart. Or at least you are not aware that he is completely in your heart. Doership is yours, ownership is his. I'll give a small example. This is a few days before Dasara, or maybe 1 month before Dasara. And I think that's the time actually I joined the accommodation office. To my surprise, when I went to the accommodation office in 1990, there was no database. We don't know any newcomer. Newcomer doesn't know, like employee of that one, doesn't know how many rooms are available, how many are for guests, how many are for regular people, how many are category 1 guest rooms, how many are category 2. Nothing was there. Then how we were doing it? There was one person who fed everything into his mind. And when I joined, he said, you allocate shed. I said, shed accommodation? Then what about the rooms? I'll take care of it. Come on. I have done my MBA. Did you do your MBA? He didn't do that MBA. So I said, I have done MBA, so let me take the privilege of allocating it. Let me plan it and do it. He didn't give me that opportunity. So a week, 10 days passed by. Then I sat with him. And by then, actually, we had a very good rapport. And he said, I cannot tell you, how many rooms are there, which room you can allocate it. But what I can suggest you is, you create your own database. How to do that one? He said, yeah, go around, find out who are permanent residents here and build a database on that. Yes, okay. So I prepared a huge list, number of rooms based on different buildings, W1, W2, all these things. Started going to every shop, canteen, Western canteen, everywhere I started going and talking to them, saying that how many permanent residents are there? It was a huge questionnaire. How many permanent residents, how many family members, how long you are staying, all those things. 3 days later, I was thinking I was doing a very good job. So 3 days later, my boss called me and said, okay, you know what you're doing? I said, I'm still doing the way how we plan to do it. He said, well, you're doing good, but the problem is devotees, particularly the permanent residents, are thinking that Swami had sent his student to collect the database of all the permanent residents so that Swami would call them for Dasara and distribute clothes. Come on. I didn't tell that to anyone. First of all, I didn't know that. Say, well, you are going because this never happened so far. No accommodation member went and interacted with anybody outside. Accommodation office means it's the top of the world. Anybody has to come and stand there, I knew it actually, I had done it. So, now what should I do? I said, you created the problem, you solve it. I looked at Swami and said, you created the problem, it's not my problem, you deal with it. I was pretty confident that because it was not my problem, I was doing sincerely what I'm supposed to do it. And few days happened, my database is almost ready. Day before Dasara, Swami sent a message to Mandir secretary to all the permanent residents to come and sit in the front rows for Dasara so that Swami would distribute clothes. Why I'm saying this one is, whenever you do it, have faith in Swami. Keep his name on the lips, his form in the heart. Everything will be done. That is what he has come here for. And when you have completely in your heart, nothing will go wrong. I remember Nellore district collector, Sujata Rao. So one day she was talking to Swami in the interview room. She said, Swami, we have been, we are supposed, as being a collector, I need to suppose make so many calls with the limited facts available at that moment. And I have to take a call, whether it's correct or not, I don't know. But based on that moment, I should make a judgment. This is the case with most of us who are executives in the offices. You do that one. Whatever is available, time is very critical. And her question was, in such a case, how do I know this decision is correct or not? How would you guide me? He said, so long you have me keeping in the first, giving me the priority and making a decision, it is my responsibility. I will make sure that that decision is right. And this is message for everyone, not only for one or two. Now finally, a few tips. How to keep him continuously in our hearts. I'll tell you what I have been practicing it. First thing is, whenever I drive my car alone, I visualize Swami sitting next to me in the passenger car. I'll talk to him. I don't talk any spiritual context, any deep question answer sessions. I only say, Swami, road is like this, traffic is like this, or my boss is very good, or my colleague was not good. This nonsensical things. The reason why I talk to him is I want to keep that relationship. I see Swami, I have to feel Swami. That's one thing. And second one is, this is advised by one of my lecturers in Parthi recently when I met him. He said, whenever you go and have lunch outside, earmark whatever the cost of the food, earmark for separately, and keep that money thinking that Swami, this is for Swami, Swami would come and sit next to you and eat. This usually happens when you're going alone. So the moment when I spend $15 for my lunch, I'll take $15 out and keep it separately in a pocket. That is for Swami. That moment, I get a feeling that, okay, Swami is sitting next to me and having lunch. That money, I can keep it in a separate box and use it later. Once in a while, I can use it for a different purpose. The very objective is, while having lunch, I am having lunch with Swami. I am having lunch with Swami. At least I had a few good fortunes to sit with Swami and had food. So let me visualize that moment. Swami is with me. Let it linger in my heart. I am with Swami. And third and most important thing is, before going to bed, once in a week or twice in a week or every night, write a few letters saying that, Sai Ram, Swami, these are the things I have done today. I am not happy with you because it did not happen the way how I wanted to happen. Or I am extremely happy with you because you gave me this opportunity of think of you. Whatever it is comes to your mind. Again, the objective here is communion with God. Every act of yours, you have to see Swami. When this happens over a period of time, God will stay and remain with you. At the end, finally, I would like to say a few words about the conference. I'm really happy with the way how different activities performed here, starting from the morning till evening. I know we are planning for our retreat, Region 10, for Labor Day. How much of planning go for that one, we know it. There are so many temporary structures I saw around for our food arrangements and everything. And I stayed outside, little far away from this place. And if you pack the entire day with different activities, some elderly people would like to have some rest in the afternoon. I was talking to a couple of my colleagues, friends here. How about having a place where here, delegates can come and take rest in the afternoon? And if at all a program happens here once in a year, we understand it. But if you want to have this your abode and you want to have multiple activities happening over a period of time regularly, you don't have to spend money in motels, hotels, or rental houses. How about having some permanent structures here? Maybe I'll throw this idea to the organizers, and if something happens, good. Jai Sai Ram.